So we have a quad trail that goes all the way around the garden, and that's really great for ease of use. These trees here, we're thinking we might drop this year and extend the garden into this area, but I'm not too sure. It makes for a really nice sitting area, so we shall see. There's my 2 garlic beds. I think I planted over 100 cloves. Because our garden is on quite a slope, my husband thought originally that we could pull the soil or pull the ground back and build like a step garden. But it wasn't working very well. So we ended up having this berm here. And as I was cleaning out the garden and getting rid of shrubs and stuff, I would just toss brush here. So the whole idea of this bed here, or this berm, is kind of like your hugelkultur style idea. I'll test it out. We will cover this in leaves this year and soil, and hopefully I can plant it this year. If we can get into our road this year, once the frost leaves the ground, if we can get in, we can haul soil in, and I will be able to get this all soiled up. And if I do, I'm thinking this will be a giant pumpkin bed. And the nice idea with the hugelkultur is there's so many air pockets for water to sit and for air and nutrients and microbes to all build up and live harmoniously. Meanwhile, the whole ground is breaking down, constantly adding more nutrients. And the roots from the plants are also getting in there, and they have this ability to move and go in search of whatever they need. So the idea is really, really great. It's really great in areas where your soil is really deprived, or if you have access to like a lot of straw bales or a lot of felled material, if you're breaking down a forest, something like that. So we're not going to be doing a lot of hugelkultur on our property, or at least I don't think we are. This idea was just because I had a berm here. So yeah, my goal is to get this planted this year, and I think pumpkins will do really good. And we'll plant them the whole length. So I think it'll look nice. And then here, this whole area here, I didn't plant last year. It was all, you know, just your shrubs, and not shrubs, but like just different grasses and nothing special. So we do a lot of landscaping. So we get a lot of leaves off of people's yards that we clean up and stuff. So we cut down some trees. I've laid down all of these boughs. Pine is not recommended because pine has a really, really high pH. But pine is what we got out here. So I'm experimenting. I also think with the added leaf mulch, it'll help lower the pH. And then once we top it with horse manure, it'll help balance it out. And if it doesn't, I've learned my lesson. But this is what we have. I don't want to burn it. It's still got nutrients, and it's still got a lot of life to give in it, and it can give it back to our soil. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to cover up all these pine boughs with the leaves that we have in garbage bags. And then we will end up filling this all in with soil. And I'm hoping that this whole section here will be a corn. We'll grow corn here. So we'll see. Once I get everything in, I might soil test it. But this pine probably won't affect the soil this year, maybe even not next year. But it might affect it in the years to come. But we shall see. It's still kind of the idea of like a hugelkultur layer type garden where we're layering different nutrients to build up our garden bed and to build up nutrients and stuff. So we shall see what we get here. jam sandwich? Daniel? Daniel? Could you put the cushions up so I can sit the babies there? Marcus, before you do that, can you get me strawberry jam, please? You love hot chocolate? Yep.
Don't put on Paw Patrol. There's only one episode. There's two rotate.
Daniel. Okay, you know what? Nobody's bringing me strawberry jam.
Mom, this is strawberry jam.
Marcus, I said for you.
Where's Amazon Kids?
That's what he's downloaded, son.
Mom!
Yes, my love. Oh, yes, sir. Aye, aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain Phoenix.
Hey.
Careful, 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 careful. Yeah. Hey Phoenix, Mom's just gonna finish this stuff and then we're gonna go home, okay? Careful guys. Not too high? So this is this whole area that I've put leaves in now. And we have the leaves almost up to where the berm is. And then we'll lay soil over this. So it'll compact. When it comes to leaves, clearing leaves off your property, I'm not a huge advocate for it, but it's something we do for our jobs. We do landscaping and property management, so this is something we do for our clients on their yards. And instead of taking this stuff to the dump, we bring it here and we use it here. So at least, even though the leaves aren't getting life on that other yard, they're getting life here. And I've been using leaf mulch in my garden beds for years now, and I find that it's probably one of the reasons why my gardens do so well. I don't have to worry as much when it comes to watering because the leaves hold on to so much water. And there's so much beneficial stuff in all of these leaves. I don't really worry too much about disease. You saw me use a lot of the pine needles. Pine is a part of our life. I've been using it for quite a few years. I keep it away from certain vegetables and certain fruits, but we use a lot of pine mulch when it comes to walkways and stuff. And you know what? Anything that's going to break down and add any form of nutrients to my soil, the better. But where I know that there is going to be a pine-heavy garden, or I'm going to be using a lot of pine in my mulch area or as a base for a garden bed, I will be selective as to what I plant. So, but it's also with our yard here and with years of gardening in the past and in my future, it's something that I want to experiment with. I want to know what can go good with pine and the leaf and the soil that I use and what can't. Because like I've said, pine is a huge part of our environment, that I have copious amounts of it. So it's good to experiment with your surroundings and with different mulches. Sometimes you read on the internet and it's like, don't use this or don't use that. And yeah, it is kind of a guideline, but experiment. If you're able to experiment with something, try it. I mean, the worst that happens is it doesn't work, but then you know for yourself for sure. So we are done here for today. We've put all the leaves in. We're gonna go empty the truck out. It's about 5 o'clock. It's daylight savings time, so we've got extra light, but we got to get out of here before it gets too dark. So, and yeah, I'll share more of this journey with this particular garden bed as we go. But our intentions for this garden bed is to do all corn in here. So I'm hoping that that we'll do well.
Not here. Not here. One.
Yeah. Yes, of course you can. You want some too?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Here, I'll grab it for you. There you go. Got it? You got it?
I don't have.
Well, it's hot.